again, greetings from Ostrava. I'm after the fourth round of Szachowy Ostravsky Konik Open A. Today I was playing against a pretty strong player who had rating the highest from those that I have played against so far. So yeah, very good player. I also checked his history, and it seems like yeah, he had a great experience last year. He had a tournament of his life when he has drawn over. Yeah, had a couple of draws against two really great players, one GM and one IM, both almost 2400 rated. So yeah, he had a skill. I played against him with plenty of respect, but also yeah, tried to believe in myself and yeah, play my best. Uh, the game has started with e4. I played as white, c5. That was a surprise for me because I was more expecting e5. But I had a talk with my opponent after the game, and it turned out that he has just recently started playing a Sicilian. I found that maybe he's prepared, so instead of playing the open Sicilian, as I'm playing usually, I have chosen the Alapin variation, so c3. He followed the main line with knight f6, e5, knight d5, d4, fighting for the center. C takes d, and right now knight to f3. Just yeah, small trap here. Of course, not for the player with such rating, but yeah, of course you cannot take the hanging pawn on c3 because of the pin with the knight. Knight c6, c takes d, d6, bishop c4 with trying to yeah, play for the advantage for the activation of my pieces, knight b6. And yeah, here I have spent a moment on calculation of bishop f7. But yeah, I couldn't find anything that gives me the advantage here. I wasn't sure about that line, so yeah, I just decided that yeah, probably it's not best to playing that. I couldn't find the final result of that evaluation and calculation here of those lines. So I have decided that yeah, it's not worth of the risk because yeah, one of the trainers that I had a chance to work with said to me that yeah, as long as you're not sure about such tactics, you shouldn't do that because yeah, maybe once you will have an immortal game that will give you a fun and yeah, being famous. But on the other hand, there will be another five or six games when you'll just screw something and yeah, you'll simply lose the game. So it's simply better to don't go with the lines that you're not sure of. So yeah, instead of that, I moved the bishop to b3, but that was also the acceptance of getting the exchange of the queens relatively quickly because yeah, that has escalated pretty quickly. I took on e5, of course, yeah, he couldn't take the pawn here because of the mate on f7. So he has exchanged the knights, took on d1, and I took. And yeah, right now, after 8 moves, we had kind of the endgame already. And yeah, you can think that's endgame with similar pawn structure, with exact same pieces on both sides of the board. It's probably gonna be really boring. But it wasn't. Yeah, black started with bishop f5. I move the king to e2, just to do not have give any chance to my opponent to put the bishop on e d3 because otherwise yeah, he could just put his bishop on a6, and yeah, that would be probably a killer bishop on that diagonal. That would yeah, put a lot of pressure on me. So yeah, king e2, g6. That was a surprise for me. I was more expecting the lines such as rook to d8. For that, I probably would answer simply bishop here. Just yeah, with giving some extra pin on a7 pawn. Of course, after that, this uh, after this bishop here, it's not that scary anymore because I can calmly go here Of course, that bishop is still strong, but I should have easy equalization here because yeah, he hasn't managed to develop his king side yet, and I have finished my development already, so I will have the small advantage here. Instead of that, he played g6, trying to put the pressure on the e5 pawn, but I have a simple plan to just stabilize that with f4 pawn, and yeah, probably I would have the chain of the pawns on the dark squares here, which has yeah, one positive sides because yeah, and that bishop here would be stacked and would not have any counterplay. But the downsides would be that yeah, in case that I will exchange the dark square bishop for, let's say, the other bishop or for the knight, then this bishop, after getting some activization at the end game, might just yeah, conclude the taking all of the pawns from the board. I played f4, bishop e4, attacking the g2 pawn. I have defended that. Yeah, kingside castle, knight to c3, bishop to c6. Right now, I thought that yeah, I could play for some activity and exchange the bishop for the knight first, and then play here. And yeah, of course, with a double attack. That's looks like a serious trouble for my opponent, but yeah, he can easily equalize by exchanging that. And yeah, we have the opposite side's big bishop, and of course, I have some extra chances here, but that would be really hard to make any progress in this concrete position. So at the end, that would be probably also a draw. Instead of that, I yeah, try to activate my rooks. I have doubled the rook on d1. My opponent has exchanged that after yeah, he is trying to get some space for his bishop because, as we said earlier, there is no play for him on the king side from this perspective. So yeah, his plan probably was yeah, try to maneuver that bishop maybe to c7, or maybe just leave it on e7, and yeah, try to watch the c5 square. Bishop e7, g3, trying to stabilize that pawn chain. And to be honest, at this point, I was a bit afraid of getting the g file open at some point because I thought that, yeah, at first it looks like I'm winning the pawn after such sacrifice. But in the other hand, my opponent would have some points to attack, yeah. So the e5 pawn would be weak, and same as the g5. So I was a bit scared of playing that. So this is why my decision was to blockade the king side and then play for a draw. I think after king e2, I've offered a draw to my opponent because, yeah, I thought that I don't have that much active plan to play here. I would probably just simply wait because, yeah, despite of having the d file in my possession, there is no way to make any concretes on that. So that was probably the all I could play for a draw at this moment. Probably ideal for me would be to, yeah, at some point exchange the dark square bishops, or exchange the knight for dark square bishop, because that was probably the most dangerous piece on his side right now. If he would manage to activate that bishop, I could have a little of trouble. But yeah, that was the only thing that I should take care of right now. My opponent played here. Of course, he has rejected the draw. He thought that, yeah, he can at least try to play for a win. King d8, so only three pieces on each side left. I tried to activate my king a bit, and yeah, right now the maneuver with the knight. Yeah, as I said, my plan was to get rid of the active, or possibly active, dark square bishop from my opponent's side. So my plan was to maneuver this knight to either g5 or d6, just to force the exchange. And yeah, here I had to calculate a really long line here, because yeah, it could went something like that. And knight to d6, and yeah, with probably a forced draw, because it's hard to make any concretes after that. The f7 pawn is hanging, you cannot defend that at any way. You can, for instance, try to, yeah, to play something like f6, but after that I have a really strong answer, just taking the bishop. And yeah, it seems like there is a chance to take the bishop and block him, but I can simply take that on b6, sacrifice it, and get the active, get the piece back. And of course, right now he's the one who has some troubles, because yeah, I have 2 pawns up on the queen side, and also he's unable to attack my pawns in any way, because of all of them are on the dark squares. So yeah, I wasn't scared of that. That was my plan here. Instead of that, opponent played bishop b5. I think that was a okay move. King c6, trying to activate the king a bit, and yeah, also trying to move the knight later on to d5 maybe. After getting the exchange with white square bishop, activate the king, and yeah, give himself a chance to take some pawns from the king side. But yeah, I just used the moment to take a chance and exchange the bishop that I didn't like at his side. It was a forced exchange. Knight to c8. If he would play it here, I could probably just simply play king to d4, and in the next move I'm exchanging the knight with the bishop, and yeah, that's a forced draw. At this point, I thought the draw is probably good enough result for me, because I couldn't find any active play for me. Instead of that, he played knight to c8. Once again, activation of the king, moving back the bishop, just to take the active e4 square, and just prevent the knight from e7 from having any activity and possibility to, yeah, to take an advantage of my chain of pawns on the king side. He played king to c7, king c3, so yeah, small maneuvering with the pieces. And yeah, I took the chance to put the bishop on more active squares. I had a square on d6 here, so yeah, why do not use that? And yeah, here the knight of my opponent just took the inactive square of c8, and at this moment I knew that there will be at least one moment when I will be able to exchange the knight for the bishop, and that would be perfect for me, because that would mean that I will be the only side that will try to play that position for a win. And yeah, probably I would not have that much chances for that, but still, I was more or less sure that I shouldn't lose this one. A4, probably not that perfect move, because yeah, I should prevent myself from putting the pawns on the light squares, because yeah, as we discussed earlier, he's unable to attack any of my pawns right now, and yeah, I'm giving him an opportunity for that. A4, b6, bishop f8, yeah, thought that it will be more active here, and yeah, I still didn't want to let the knight loose from the cage that is prepared for him. A6, bishop d3, king b7, a5. That was a sack of the pawn, but that was calculated, because yeah, after that there is no way for the opponent to get rid of to prevent the exchange of the knight, yeah, because my bishop on c5 is really effective on cutting off any escape way for this knight. Right now, knight b6 was played, so I have exchanged that according to the plan. And yeah, right now I was pretty sure that I shouldn't lose that. The most important part here is to do not make the king to get to the b5. Because yeah, let's say that I would do the random move like playing bishop here. if the king would succeed to get to the b5. I'm not yeah lost yet, but yeah, I'm giving some chances to my opponent here because yeah, there is a high chance that he will get that b2 pawn and he will have his own chances. I just didn't want to make that happen at all. So, and I could do that. So yeah, why to not? This is why after bishop here, I'm just keeping the b5 square for myself. And here, that was a blunder of my opponent because, yeah, you can pause the video here. I could simply play bishop e2 and yeah, keep the static and chill position. But instead, yeah, I spent almost 15, 20 minutes out of last 20, 25 minutes on calculation the sacrifice. And yeah, you can, as I said, you can pause it for a moment. The move that probably is winning here is f5. Not probably, but it is winning. And yeah, I've checked that with the engine. Sorry for that. Usually I'm not using the engine for the analysis, but this is as tactical endgame that yeah, I thought that it's needed. But yeah, what should be done here? Of course, taking is forced. Yeah, and after that, the line that is most problematic is yeah, playing here, taking the pawn, take, 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 and yeah, and when we have a small race of the pawns, I'm queening my one move ahead. But unfortunately, yeah, I don't have any good checks here. So probably that would end as a draw. But yeah, because of the couple of the pawns, probably I'm the one that could at least try to win that. He doesn't, yeah, Black doesn't have any nice checks here because yeah, if he would try to do something not carefully, I can easily take one of the take the bishop. So yeah, that was problematic. But yeah, instead of bishop, instead of playing king b5, my opponent played king c6, and here I played bishop to d3, and I have missed the total win. The move that I should choose is simply bishop to h7. And yeah, I had around 5 minutes on the clock here. I should use that time effectively, and yeah, just take my time because that was worth it. And I would simply lose that. Why it's winning? Just because yeah, he's forced to try to defend that pawn if he would not get to the d7, play anything else. Let's say I know moving the pawn forward. Then I'm simply taking this pawn and have an easy way to yeah to queen my pawn from g. Unfortunately, yeah, and what were also the alternatives here? If he would play something like that, I can easily just take the advantage of his king getting back to the d7, and yeah, play for easy win. All the moves that I'm presenting right now are just the computer moves. But I feel like with my skills in the end game, I should be able to yeah, to finalize this position. That should be a relatively easy win for me. And yeah, after something like that, there's no way to get rid of exchange of the bishops, and simply my pawn is closer to the queening. Unfortunately, I haven't found that move. I have played instead of that. After king c6, I have played bishop d3 just to take the pawn from a6. That wasn't the best choice because yeah, that pawn is not that important at this moment. I took it. I played bishop d3. There are still some chances after playing bishop here, but yeah, as I said, I didn't have that much time on the clock to decide if this endgame is winning or not. After checking that with the engine, it seems like it's an equal endgame if both sides are playing properly. But yeah, despite of having a pawn that is more advanced, I was scared that yeah, those pawns, if yeah, one of them will proceed further, is just further from the couple of the pawns that are here. And in case of a final exchange, he'll just have a chance to win thanks to the a pawn. So yeah, instead of that, I have decided just to simply play bishop to c4, and that was the moment when I have once again offered a draw to my opponent here, and this time he has accepted that because yeah, there is no chance for him to play for a win. And for me, if I would not try the plan with yeah, putting the bishop on the g8, there is also no other way to win that. So yeah, it has ended as a draw. Uh, I should be really happy about the draw against such a strong and experienced player, but at the same time, yeah, I'm really unsatisfied with the lost chance that I had after yeah, after that sacrifice on f5. I think that was in my possibility to yeah, to find out the bishop h7 move. That was one of the moves that I was considering, but to be honest, I haven't spent enough time on making that move. So and that's fully on me that I haven't invested a needed time for this very moment. But yeah, at the end, that's another draw of mine. I shouldn't cry over it because yeah, despite of lost chances, still a draw against that good player is something I shouldn't be bad at. But yeah, if you are still watching that video, please let me know by leaving in the comment endgame in the yeah as a part of the comment. And yeah, really thank you for watching that. I hope that you were satisfied with the game. And yeah, the final conclusions of the game. Probably I was a bit surprised with the opening. I don't know that line as good as I could. But even with that, I think I've managed to get the equalized end game and position after the opening. I'm really happy that I didn't make any serious mistake during the game. Uh, Probably I had more chances during the game to win, to make an advantage out of this position. So yeah, I shouldn't be mad on myself even if I have missed an easy win. So yeah, probably that's gonna be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.